So now let's talk about Kai Havertz by the. I mean, tell me what do you make of it? I mean, is he a player that you'd be interested in having in the Arsenal team, or is just one of these players that Arsenal tends to sign? As you know, we've always had a bad history with Chelsea players.
Yeah.
So what do you make of it?
Well,
reckless talk. Son of a gangster. Hey, reckless talk. But I got expensive habits. Don't step in salt. I'm a real one. Check my fabric.
Hey, this is Don from Kenya Goodness TV. It's been a long time coming, man. With my with Rage here.
I was on vacation kidogo.
Yeah.
But you are back.
Yeah.
To chambue the transfer business going on. You know, the transfer market was open like 3 weeks ago.
Right.
So there's a lot to talk about, you know.
Yeah, there's so much to talk about, and basically want us to talk about what's basically coming in by the. I mean, we've been linked to quite some good players by the. Even before the season ended, but they were linked to Declan Rice, we've been linked to Caicedo. But now what comes in by the surprise is the link of Kai Havertz.
Yeah,
it's one thing
Kai
that
Havertz, a new one.
Yeah, it's a new one. I never saw it
quite
coming.
A shocker.
It's quite a shocker, by the way. So come to think of it, I'm looking at it. Let's talk about the Kai Havertz by the signing. I'm looking at it from a two perspective. Number one, looking at the teams right now. If there's any team that is actually very active by the transfer window, but is Arsenal. Arsenal has been linked to so many players. We just saw by there, it's not a PR stunt. We just saw by there they'll get to sign these players and bring them on board.
Yes.
Because right now in the Champions League, and there's no time by there. There's no room by there for
for the poor signings that we've been historically known for.
Yeah.
From the past, we've not had good transfer business, but then we need to step it up this season.
Definitely.
Especially coming from a season where we had a major setback of being on top of the league for so long, and then
capitulating towards the end of it.
Yeah, towards the end.
Yeah.
And that came back to our squad depth and capabilities.
Exactly.
And now going to next season, where fans expect more, we expect better signings. We expect at least to win the league or the Champions League. Something, not the FA, not the Carabao Cup, but something bigger,
something worthy, like the Premier League. But this something definitely we need to contest for next season.
Yes,
because we came very close by the way, and next season by the we need to close down on it. So like I was saying, there's Kai Havertz. So the good news is, like I said, we are active in the market, because even looking at rival teams by the Man, you have not really had much of them making any moves towards signing new players. Man City, they're not really shaking the market.
But they are usually a bit surprising.
Yeah, they're very surprising by the way. So now let's talk about Kai Havertz by the. I mean, tell me what do you make of it? I mean, is he a player that you'd be interested in having in the Arsenal team, or is just one of these players that Arsenal tends to sign? As you know, we've always had a bad history with Chelsea players.
Yeah.
So what do you make of it?
Well, I think Kai Havertz is he came to Chelsea 2020. He was at the peak of his game.
Yeah.
From Bayer Leverkusen.
Right.
If you go back and see the way he played at Bayer Leverkusen, he used to play as an attacking midfielder. Sometimes he could play as a box-to-box midfielder, that number 8 position, and other times he could play as a number 6. And he's good aerially, he's good technically, but defensive-wise, he's not a good player. And for me, coming from a Chelsea, a team, his major highlight in the Chelsea team was the Champions League.
The Champions League, yeah.
He scored the winning goal, they won. I think part of the biggest reason Chelsea won was luck.
Yeah, it was luck.
I think it was luck. But then, Kai is not a bad player. He's still young. He's 24, I think. So if Mikel Arteta wants him, then I don't think he's going to be a bad signing. Even Trossard, when he came in, people say no. Trossard is not that good. He was good at Brighton, but people did not expect him to perform the way he did.
Yeah.
The same way to Jorginho. Jorginho came in, and we saw what he could do. Even though we never won the league, we saw the position he could fill in. The leadership he brought, and I believe Kai needs a chance at Arsenal. He will get that chance to play.
Yeah.
and with a team that is the way it is structured, the way we are. You know, Chelsea has no team, has no gameplay, has
Yeah,
no game
yeah.
plan. There's no system. But then in an Arsenal team, you will come into a system that has been established, and to a manager who has
Yeah.
a vision for what he is going to do. You know,
Yeah.
he might not be a regular starter in the Prem, but then we might expect to see him, you know, getting the FA, getting the Champions League. You know, that is where now we need players like Kai Havertz.
Yeah.
You know, when we cannot field someone else in that, we can field him to play as an attacking midfielder, as a number 8, either in the Champions League, in the FA, in the Carabao, or even in the Premier League.
Right.
So for me, I think he's even though Chelsea fans are saying too much, saying he needs to go, you know, we are going to overpay for him, but the jokes will be on them because he's going to flourish under Arteta.
So that's the thing, by the way. Like for me, I'm caught up between two thoughts. I don't want him, at the same time I want him. I think slowly over time, as you know, I've been, you know, listening to a lot of podcasts and, you know, listening to different thoughts. I feel like he's somebody I would want. In being at this point, by the Arteta's proved to be a very good manager. And if the manager wants him, I mean, who are we by the to question
He has
him?
a plan.
He has a plan. He definitely has a plan. If you actually see Arteta actually pushing for this guy to get on in, to get on board, he definitely has a plan, and he has a plan with them. And talking about the system you talk about, Chelsea clearly didn't have any system, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, as much as at times we are, you know, we as fans are usually very fast at blaming players, talking about, you know, it's so pathetic. But remember, by the different players fit in different systems by the of the coaches.
Yeah, that's
So
very true.
if Arteta wants him, why not? But then now, where I'm a bit skeptical, what really makes me actually have a bit of reservations is the price that, you know, we want to buy him. 60 million man is too much, but then for Kai Havertz, and you know, it's more of like Chelsea. You know, Chelsea are like, you know, sitting down by there excited because, you know, right now by there, you know, they're like more of like in a bandwagon of, you know, trying to offload players. You know,
Actually, they've been offloading players.
Yeah.
They got rid of Ngolo,
yeah,
Koulibaly.
Auba, I'm sure.
Even
But
Ziyech I've seen
Ziyech
Ziyech
is
has
also
signed
going.
for Al
Yeah.
Nassr.
Yeah. So he's I'm with 60 million. I don't think he's worth 60 million, by the way. And you see, the reason I'm also having reservations towards us buying him at 60 million, and I think probably maybe this is where we needed to hold our cards in our, you know, we needed to hide our cards, because look at it, we're trying to sign Declan Rice,
Yes.
okay,
Yeah.
and then you guys are now, you've shown potential.
that you have the money.
So like I was saying, you know, we've shown the potential that you know, we can afford 60 million by the for Kai Havertz.
Yes.
What do you think West Ham is going to do? They're definitely going to hike the price, by the way.
Actually,
And
we had a bid yesterday that they rejected.
today, a bid yesterday for 90 million, right?
Yeah, it was 75
70
plus 15.
Plus
Anyway,
15.
Continue.
Yeah, so that's the reason. But I'm skeptical, you know, towards not even skeptical. I have my reservations, by the way, towards, you know, buying him at 60 million.
Yes.
I feel like we are very fast at displaying our cards, and we probably needed to, you know, play a bit safe. Yeah, but at the same time, if the manager wants him, who are we? Let's back him up,
Yes.
because Arteta is really pushing to, you know, to have him on board. So if he's pushing to have him on board, I'm sure he has a plan by the with him. Yeah. So let's talk about Declan Rice. I mean, I know, in fact, even before, you know, that's the main signing by they've been talking about by the better part of the last season.
Yes.
Let's talk about Moses Caicedo, by the way. What did you make of it?
Well, personally, I really don't think we are out of the Caicedo transfer business. They may say that, you know, Arsenal has withdrawn and Chelsea has the lead and all that, but then I believe that we are still in it, because the first thing is, if you saw, the first bid by Chelsea for Caicedo was a bit, you know, insulting to them, quote unquote, because they bid 60 million for Caicedo, and Brighton, of course, turned that down because it is even lower than what we were
offering. Yeah.
What we had bid for him in January, in the January transfer business. You know, actually right now I'm sitting here and wondering, what if we had signed Caicedo in January? You know, that is something we should have done, because right now Caicedo is going to go for a very high price. You know, midfielders, a very good midfielder is very hard to come by. For you to come by a player with the qualities of Caicedo, you know, it is very hard. And with a future, you know, Caicedo is still 21, he still has a future, and
And
so
he fit well in the youth
Exactly,
project that Arteta has been building. Yeah.
He can go and play a right back. He can go and play as a CDM. You know, he knows how to read the game. He knows how to win balls, second balls. He's a fighter. You know, he fights from the start to end. You know, you have seen that he does not get injured easily.
You're right.
And so now, what that means is that for you to come by a midfielder with such a good profile, it is very hard. And you know, teams like Man U and Chelsea are the ones that have destroyed the transfer market, you know, with the very exorbitant prices for players.
Very stupid prices.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Caicedo ideally should go for maximum of 60.
Yeah.
But you know, he's not going to go for 60. And I still believe that we have the money to go for Caicedo and Declan Rice. You know, we have all the resources.
Yeah.
We just need to offload some players, and then now we boost with what the owner of the club is willing to invest in the team.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think you're out of the Caicedo business yet.
Well, I think probably you're convincing me, because I read some article over there, and it was saying that there was a breaking news, allegedly saying that we're out of the bid.
Yes.
So I don't have much facts behind behind us signing Caicedo or not. So I won't talk much about it. I think you seal that. But I think let's now go to the main guy, Declan Rice. So news just came in that we made a bid yesterday.
Yes.
We've been making. This is not the second bid.
This is the second bid.
This is the second bid. The first bid was rejected. The second bid as well has been rejected. So the price has now gone to, I think, 100 million. We're now going back with the 100 million.
The valuation is that our bid was 75 plus 15. You know, so we are going to
15
pay
of add-ons.
Add-ons, yes.
Yeah.
75 money to the bank, I don't know. Then 15 that is going to go in installments. And West Ham, and that does not reach the valuation they have for Declan, you know, because they also want. They are valuing him at 100 million, you know, and with Man City in the
race,
Man City is interested in Declan. And
that's what I wanted to say by the.
I was thinking, you know, there's something that has been disturbing me about this transfer market. I have a feeling we are going to wake up one day and then we are going to see breaking news. Declan Rice has signed for Manchester City, because that is how Man City is. You know,
that's what they do.
When we are going to bid the third time, Man City is just going to go with 100 million and say, okay, you want 100 million. There's no add-ons. There's nothing. I'm going to give you the 100 million. Here you go.
Yeah. But then at the same time, some of this is also, as much as, yes, the agents involved, there are clubs involved, but it also depends on the player. Remember, by the Declan Rice has been really interested by getting into the youth project that he has been working on.
Yes.
So it comes down to him as well. But like you said, the scary bit part of it, Man City, basically that name Man City, man, whenever you hear that name Man City in anything, you just know these guys are just
snatchers.
They're just snatchers. And we need to get, it's a deal that we need to stop dilly-dallying on it. It is the main guy.
Edu needs to fasten the deal and
close
it over the line.
Because like you said, by the one day we might just wake up and hear that Declan Rice, but they sent for Man City.
Yeah, and it's Man City. I don't think he can deny going to Man City.
He can't deny going to Man City.
Yeah,
him being, they're the treble winners.
They have the best.
They have the best coach
manager in the in the world, actually, not even in EPL only.
Exactly. So as a player, definitely, you're more of like, you have like 80% confidence.
And they can also pay him the money.
They can also pay him the money. So I think Arteta, it's a deal that you need to sign and get on with it, by the way. All right, so that's it about the transfer updates. I think now on a weekly basis we'll probably update you guys. Let us know what you think in the comment section, and I'll be seeing you guys on the next one.
Yes.